Hey guys, Warren S here. How's it going? Today's June 12th. Was able to find some time to get a sketch recorded for you guys. Got a lot of requests over the month or so, kind of showing a sketching process using Photoshop. I had to keep things brief, as study sketches usually are. They're usually pretty quick line drawings, at least for me, what I use them for. But enough of that. I'll describe my process here. So you kind of see I bring a photograph in, just kind of help my brain get wrapped around the shape and form language of the log. Kind of helps me see those contours or waves. As you can see, the logs aren't completely cylindrical or perfectly cylindrical. They're very a lot of pushing and pulling, a lot of morphing here and there, and um, so I got another photo brought in here. You can see just kind of, again, laying it in. I think the importance of this particular photo or study was the way the branch emerges out of the base trunk. I think these logs are pine. These are local to Washington State here. This is something I found in my neighborhood. And um, you can see kind of what I'm looking at there. I'm looking at that recess area in which um, the branch is coming out and what that form does there. So obviously with the pencil and the white chalk in Photoshop, I'm able to kind of render that out and catalog that shape in my memory banks per se. So you can see it's real quick. Sketch it out, catalog the info, it's done. You can see here in a second I'll bring another photo in and I'll do the same process. I'll do like 5 photos or as much time permits. You got another log here. You notice, look at the top of it, very kind of wavy. You can see it's not totally round up there. Got some flat areas. You see, I draw the grid first. Helps me see what I'm doing, how I'm navigating my line work. And that's the airbrush tool. Kind of just laying, fogging some color. Excuse me, I'll take a drink of water there. Sorry if my voice is dragging. It's just, it's been tiring. A lot of stuff in the works. A lot of big things coming down the pipe. And I hope to get more training out there as soon as I can. I have some stuff coming up in midsummer, fall, so just kind of stay tuned and um, keep checking back with me. Send me a message. I apologize up front if I don't get back to you right away, but I do try my best to get back to everybody. All right, so you can see I'm just dropping in some lines. You notice, just like traditional media, it's pretty much how I work. Um, so you do a lot of erasing, a lot of smudging. Photoshop has this smudge tool. It's got the shape of a finger. If you look on the left side of that bar, it's got a finger. That's the tool icon. And it's like literally like regular piece of paper where you take your finger and you smudge the tones together. And in this case, the grays and the whites. And I'm able to smudge that and just blur it. I think the idea I'm trying to convey here is how lumpy that top is, how it just kind of almost wavy. And it's occurring around where, again, the branch is projecting outward. So I guess knowing a little bit of science would probably really help there. I've looked at the internal structures of the wood. Actually, I looked at some were actually totally deteriorated. You can see how the branch comes out, how it's intertwined to that main line that runs up the core of it. Pretty interesting. So you see how quickly you can lay these down. I think the next one is an end grain. You'll see I'll bring a picture in of an end grain. There it is. You see, notice it's not totally a beautiful circle. Pretty rough. almost like a marker feel right there. I lowered the opacity of that brush, and it feels like a marker, like a Copic marker. So, and I think I got one more coming in, and I believe it's the checker pattern. I think there was a bit of checkering that I really liked on this log. This wood, shrinks. It starts to checker out in that formation. You see it throughout, all wood. I think some woods are a little different than others in the way it checkers, but predominantly the way I've seen it, there's that commonality of all, how it checkers. So I start my wireframe, as you can see here, as if I'm like seeing through it. That helps me figure out the construction process of it, whether I'm using sonotube to build that log, PVC pipe, or any other device or apparatus we can create to make that cylindrical shape for a substructure. You can see I'm not copying totally line for line. I'm just getting the basic gist of what's important on this photo. What am I trying to capture? You can see I sketched some of the checkering in there, kind of get a sense. You see, I like to use gray tones. It's quick. I think 3 or 4 tones max. I start with a gray canvas. You can see the canvas is already kind of primed to a naval ship gray, primer gray, whatever you want to call it. And that allows me to put the white over the top, and it really shows up. See, I threw in some white there. Although those are like glossy highlights, I'll smudge them out and soften them out as this drawing goes on. I believe that is the final one. And then now I'll just kind of put them in an array, drop in a few reference photos, put a date and signature on it, call it done. It is in the books. And the next one I'll do is I'll try to do a planner. And we can maybe discuss, how we would provide irrigation for that planner, or we'd put a drip line in, how do we do it, run it up, kind of create those conversations. I'm going to be trying to do more here in the future. Like I said, I got training classes coming up. Check back, leave comments. I appreciate the support, guys. And like I said, I do my best to try to get back to everybody. Take care and enjoy 2018. Thanks.